now in that presence within each heart. Amen.
Decided to be happy. I've decided to be glad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had. I've decided to let go of all this pain tonight. I've decided to let go of all these demons inside. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I've got what I came for. I've decided to be open to that little voice inside, telling me I'm beautiful. It's okay to be alive. I've decided to be kinder to myself when I feel sad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I've got what I came for.
It's like I didn't want to come up here. It was so perfect. You guys are starlight. Aren't they wonderful? Well, you know, I grew up with a cappella music, so listening to that, I kept expecting the guitar to come in any minute. But gosh, your blend is beautiful. Woo, good morning. Aren't you glad you came today? Absolutely. Thank you, John. Thank you. You know, this is the first sunny day we've had in weeks, and for you guys to spend your Sunday morning here on a beautiful day, it is such a blessing to have you here. My name is Linda Stevens, and it is my joy and my pleasure to be with you today and to see your lovely, shining faces. I'm going to bring a couple of things to your attention, and the rest of it you can look at in your bulletin. Or, you know, you online guys, look out there. It'll let you know everything that's going on. Reverend David this Tuesday afternoon is going to be doing a heart math cut-through. And if you guys have not experienced a cut-through, you don't even have to have any heart math experience. You can just come here and Reverend David will teach you everything you need to know. It's wonderful. Use the power of your heart to transform deeply held beliefs and limiting patterns. You know, we've all got them, okay? It's just, are you ready to get done with them? I already said you don't need to have a background in heart math, but I wanted to remind you of that because some of you think you got to know heart math before you can come do this, but you don't. So, David, what time is it Tuesday afternoon?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. That's the perfect time. Thank you, David. Now, how many of you know who Matthew Fox is? I mean, it's hard to be in the unity movement for very long without having some kind of exposure to Matthew Fox and the transformational? Did I make that up? Yeah. Transformational. Okay, sounded good anyway. Okay. Oh, he is a world-renowned theologian and author. He'll be here the second Sunday in June, and he'll have an afternoon workshop. That morning, he's going to be talking about the future of religion, but his workshop is going to be about the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. So put that on your calendar the second Sunday in June. And all these details and other things are in your bulletin. And now, until the gong sounds, please stand up and tell your neighbors good morning.
You must be like this.
I couldn't even look at you.
Please remain standing or get back up. Hello, gentlemen. Dancing is allowed.
I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree.
Look in your heart and I see me. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree.
I look in your heart and I see me. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. 'Cause we're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree.
Look in your heart and I see me. Last time. I'm in you, you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. We're two branches on just one tree. We're two branches on just one tree.
Thank you. Do we have more? No, nothing can hold you back from your truth. So now it's up to you and only you to choose.
it's been long, perhaps a little weary, and you may have lost all you found, only to gain.
So now you're sitting here so you can hear me congratulate you for stepping out into the rain. 'Cause sometimes you just don't know if that sun's gonna shine, but a vision fed your fire time after time. Your dreams brought you here. Where will they take you tomorrow? You believed in spite of fear. You stayed strong and followed. No, nothing can hold you back from your truth. Now it's up to you and only you to choose. Only you can choose. Sing the song with me. You've got everything right here. Right here.
And all that you can see is yours. All that you can see is yours to have.
Now your only goal is knowing who you are. And it's so simple, yet so hard, so hard. 'Cause sometimes you just don't know if that sun's gonna shine, but a vision fed your fire time after time.
Your dreams brought you here. Where will they take you tomorrow? You believed in spite of fear. You stayed strong and followed. No, nothing can hold you back from your truth. Now it's up to you and only you to choose. So what you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be? Can you see it? What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be? Can you see it? What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be? Can you see it? What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be? Your dreams brought you here. Where will they take you tomorrow? You believed in spite of fear.
You stayed
Strong and followed. No, nothing can hold you back from your truth, not even you. Now it's up to you and only you to choose. Now it's up to you and only you to choose. So what you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be?
Oh, I love all the talent around this place, don't you? Wow! Thank you, thank you. So where are you going to go? There's one of the great gifts that we get on this spiritual journey is we're free to touch those very, very powerful core things of the spiritual self and of the spiritual life in a way that takes away barriers and lets us look across humanity. We've been looking at two practices that are so universal that they're in all the great scriptures of the world. The first is that which is to me the in-breath of God. Breathing in that experience of divine love, just letting it fill us. The in-breath of God, breathing in this powerful, beautiful presence into our feeling world, letting it fill us so that we are really connected with who and what we are, and we are divine love. That's who we are. That's the very core experience of this soul that each of us chose to enter in and journey through this wonderful spiritual experience called humanness. And so we started just practicing that this last week, looking at letting that love fill me. Love fills me now. And then remember, I am love. Love fills me now. I am love. Join me. Love fills me now. I am love. That beautiful experience to touch that part of ourselves. Again, love fills me now. I am love. Inviting this amazing, amazing power and presence as love into our beings. Once again, love fills me now. I am love. The in-breath of God, that filling coming right from that center of being throughout our being. And eventually you got to breathe out, right? I mean, doesn't work for too long. So that out-breath of God, and that's what we want to touch today, because it's so different in its dynamic from this, the letting that love fill us. It's the other part. It's the complete letting go. It's the entry into silence, stillness, the void, complete emptiness. Just the very other part of this filling that happens. Now, it's a little bit hard to talk about what that's like. Nothing doesn't really make for a great conversational topic. But there are a few beings that have attempted it, and one that I truly appreciate. And I go back. This is Lao Tzu from the Tao Te Ching. And so you go to this other culture, to this ancient experience of this same, what we're talking about now. So what is it that we're touching when we are empty, when we are silent, when the mind isn't doing its thing, when the emotions aren't firing? He says, look, and it can't be seen. Listen, it can't be heard. Reach, it can't be grasped. Above, it isn't bright. Below, it isn't dark. Seamless, unnameable. It returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms, image without an image. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it and there is no beginning. Follow it and there is no end. You can't know it, but you can be it. You can't know it, but you can be it. We are following the invitation to the experience of pure being. And one of the things that happens when we look at the dynamic of spiritual growth and awareness is that the great teachers have each had to journey through this experience. The Quran comes from Muhammad. In the words of the Quran, unable to find answers to those questions, he was looking for the deeper truths, to these questions in the centers of human activity. He betook himself to the stillness of the desert. Perhaps there the answer could be forthcoming. And that's where he became receptive and was able to touch the beautiful wisdom that flowed through him. Part of which was that my silence should be meditation. And Jesus also, in his awakening, went to the desert. Now the desert shows up because it's a symbol of meditation. It's a symbol of silence. In other words, there's nothing there to look at. It's just empty. And so that emptiness is a picture of what we reach for within ourselves when we do. Let me ask, how many here are meditators? Okay, so you're the only ones that it's really nice to read something from Lao Tzu like that and know that you actually get it. Because only meditators could understand that. So this journey into the desert, this journey into the place where there's nothing to take and hold our attention, Jesus goes there for a part of his awakening. But to me, the most beautiful of the descriptions of meditation from the Jesus teachings occur from that incident from which we get the peace be still, that you all sang so beautifully and led us in, and that we use again and again in our own focus for meditation. So let me share a bit of that with you from the Gospel of Mark. On the same day when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us cross over to the other side." And a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat upon the boat so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on a pillow. And they awoke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. So let's look at least one way of looking at this story. The same day when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us cross over to the other side." So what we are looking at is a breadth of consciousness across the day into the evening, from the activity into the quietness. Let us cross over to the other side. So we're looking at really the yin and yang of this spiritual experience here. He's been in an experience that was filled with people, and now he's entering into one that brings us into this state of calmness and being. A great wind arose. Now, in these stories, the wind is our thoughts. Okay, they come up and begin to stir things up. Okay, and the sea, the waves are the emotion. It's that emotional self. And so the story takes place on the Sea of Galilee, which is a symbol of the subconscious, crossing the subconscious, and thus being influenced by the storms within ourselves. Okay. So we have the wind, we have the waves beating on the boat, so it was already filling, and now there's awareness here. He's asleep. So the awareness on the spiritual self is asleep. Okay? So that which is active is the disciples. Now, the disciples are that part of us that's growing. But in growing, we're all caught up in our subconscious stuff. And it brings up our fears, and that brings up our turmoils. All that digging that stuff up from deep within. And so, out of the fear, then, they make the switch and move the consciousness to that divine presence, to this which Jesus symbolizes, what in Christianity is called the Christ presence, the Atman from the Hindu, the I am, the Buddha mind. Again, this part of the self that in its fullness, the conscious connection with the divine. He arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind, the thoughts, cease. And the water is calm. And at that moment, we're just in the now moment, aren't we? Aren't going someplace. But we're in that stillness. Held there, guided there by that focus on the divine presence. Now, Bible stories are all right, but I really like Pooh better. So journey with me to the 100-acre wood, and we'll take a look at it from a little different, okay? So here we have Pooh, a beautiful morning, walking along, humming to himself, while he was humming this hum to himself and walking along gaily, wondering what everybody else was doing and what it felt like being somebody else, when suddenly he came to a sandy bank, and in the bank there was a large hole. "Ah," said Pooh, rum-tum-tiddle-um-tum. "If I know anything about anything, that hole means rabbit," he said. "And rabbit means company," he said, "and company means food and listening to me humming." So he bent down and he put his head in the hole. "Is anybody home?" And so after a little bit of back and forth, they figured out that Rabbit figured out it was Pooh, and Pooh figured out it was Rabbit. And so Pooh was invited in. And Rabbit said that most wonderful of things. "What about a mouthful of something?" And Pooh always liked a little something at 11 o'clock in the morning, and he was very glad to see Rabbit getting out the plates and mugs. And when Rabbit said, "Honey or condensed milk with your bread," he was so excited he said, "Both." And then, so as not to seem too greedy, he added, "But don't bother about the bread." And so he had a wonderful time there, enjoying honey and condensed milk and Rabbit. And finally, "Okay, well then, I'll be going. Goodbye." "Well, goodbye, if you're sure you won't have any more." "Is there any more?" asked Pooh quickly. Rabbit took the covers off the dishes and said, "No, there wasn't." "I thought not," said Pooh, nodding to himself. "Well, goodbye, I must be going on." So he started to climb out of the hole. And those of you who know those stories of Pooh know that Pooh had gotten a little rounder during his time there with Rabbit. And they had to push very hard to get out through that hole. "Oh, help," said Pooh, "I'd better go back." "Oh, bother," said Pooh, "I have to go on." "I can't do either," said Pooh. "Oh, help and bother." Well, Rabbit goes out the back door and runs around, says, "Here, give us a paw." Pooh Bear stretched out a paw, and Rabbit pulled and pulled and pulled. "Ow!" cried Pooh, "you're hurting." "The fact is," said Rabbit, "you're stuck." And that is why we meditate. We get stuck. Now, the hole in the ground is no different than the Sea of Galilee. It's just that subconscious stuff down below our conscious awareness, and we let it kind of fill us up a little bit. We get full of our stuff, and we get stuffed, and we get stuck. Fortunately, Rabbit knew what to do. "Shall I go and fetch Christopher Robin?" Now, Christopher Robin lived at the other end of the forest, and when he came back with Rabbit, he saw the front half of Pooh and said, "Silly old bear," in such a loving voice that everyone felt quite hopeful again. Christopher Robin is the Christ bearer. Christopher Robin is in this story what Jesus is in the other story. Okay, that symbol of that spiritual nature within us that is mature and connected, and that flow of divine presence and intelligence and power within us. So Christopher Robin takes a look at Pooh's situation. "There's only one thing to be done," he said. "We shall have to wait for him to get thin again." And then Pooh hears it's going to be a week. "A week," said Pooh grimly. "What about meals?" "I'm afraid no meal," said Christopher Robin, "because of getting thin quicker, but we will read to you." Bear began to sigh, but found he couldn't because he was so tightly stuck. And with a tear rolled down his eye, he said, "Then would you read a sustaining book, such as would help and comfort a wedged bear in great tightness?" So for a week, Christopher Robin read that book on the north end of Pooh. And it's this simple picture. Pooh kind of there because he needs to be there, watching and having his attention on Christopher Robin through that week. Now, the story doesn't give us the content of the book that was read, because the content doesn't matter. When you meditate, the content doesn't matter. If you get lights and visions and the math homework done, the content doesn't matter. It's simply about being. It's about the relationship. Being there together. That Pooh part of us that gets so filled with our stuff. And that Christopher Robin part of us that brings the support and the comfort as we let go little by little all this stuff that we've been carrying around. And that is the picture that I like of meditation. Just Pooh and Christopher Robin. Now, well, this was happening. Just this being. Just this relationship. Just there together. Silence. No thought. No feeling. Just silence. Still being there. Bear felt himself getting slenderer and slenderer. And at the end of the week, Christopher Robin said, "Now!" And so he took hold of Pooh's front paws, and Rabbit took hold of Christopher Robin, and all Rabbit's friends and relations took hold of Rabbit, and they all pulled, and for a long time, Pooh only said, "Ooh," and "Oh," and then all of a sudden, he said, "Pop," just like a cork coming out of a bottle. And Christopher Robin and Rabbit and all Rabbit's friends and relations went head over heels backwards. And on top of them came Winnie-the-Pooh, free. And that's what we want. We want to get free of all that stuff we don't need, so we can go humming through our life, being who we came here to be. Winnie-the-Pooh, free. one of the very beautiful things is that this experience, as challenging as it is to do and to maintain, and yet as meaningful as it becomes as we work with it. And there's so many ways we work with it, isn't there? You know, I think of the mindfulness meditation we teach here, and that's not it. That's mindful silence. But it's a wonderful practice, and I found that those that do, when they reach for silence, settle in much easier. And all the beautiful prayer work that attunes us, so when we're ready, that relationship's so easy to just slip in. And all of our brilliant minds that at some point will interrupt us and try to get us distracted. And we just go back to peace. Be still. From the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna. In the still mind, in the depths of meditation, the self reveals itself. Beholding the self by means of the self, an aspirant knows the joy and peace of complete fulfillment. Wow, what a promise. The self by means of the self revealed. It's very simple. It's just Pooh looking at Christopher Robin, and Christopher Robin being right there with Pooh. Knows the joy and peace of complete fulfillment. And what a wonderful teaching from the storm on that lake. Just peace, be still. Peace, be still. Join me. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. And now, through the week, I invite you to put them together. The in-breath of God. I am love. The out-breath. Peace, be still. The in-breath, I am love. The out-breath, peace, be still. Again, the in-breath, I am love. The out-breath, peace, be still. In those ways that work for your world. Sometimes it's 1 minute and 1 minute, because that's all the minutes we've got. Sometimes it's 5 and 5, sometimes it's an hour and an hour. I am love. Peace, be still. And so, with a nod to his friends, Pooh went on his walk through the forest, humming proudly to himself. But Christopher Robin looked after him lovingly and said to himself, "Silly old bear." Sometimes I wonder if that's not what the divine calls us.
You ever heard that voice in your head? Silly old bear. I think I hear it a lot. Okay. What a beautiful lesson and talk, David. Thank you so much. I never thought about the winds being my thoughts because they blow all the time. So I'm now going to, as those thoughts come, I'm going to see a wind go and just let them go through. No attachment. All right. Beautiful service. Now it's time to take out those connection cards in the back of the seat pocket in front of you and fill them out. Let us know you were here. If you've got any comments or questions about the service or anything you want us to know, please use those as a communication tool. And if you have any prayer requests, please write those on those as well. Also, our heart ministers are available after the service for the wonderful experience of a personal prayer support. So they're the ones with the lavender stole, so if you'd like to visit with them in the sanctuary or out on the grounds after service, please do. Now, what is our spiritual focus for this week? Peace, be still. So like David said, what was the in-breath? Love and peace be still. So can you do that this week? Whenever something starts rattling up there? Okay. Peace be still. Okay, at the end of... the ushers will pick up your cards with our offering in just a second. And so now it's time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes and clipboards in the back of each chair. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our spiritual connection with God opens us to God's abundance expressing in our lives. And one of the ways he said that is prosperity or poverty. Have you ever been in either one of them? Prosperity or poverty. It all depends on you. All that the Father has is yours, but you alone are responsible for the relationship of the Father's good in your life. Through conscious recognition of the oneness with the Father and his abundance, you draw the living substance in divisible supply. So now I encourage you to take your tithes and your love offerings, hold them in your hand, and please affirm with me our prosperity blessing. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are so grateful. Thank you.
Wake up, I'm falling asleep, forgotten the reason that I'm on this plane.
Hey, 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 wake up.
Open my eyes, it's time to climb out of my little cave, 'cause I'd rather be stumbling along my way than sleepwalking all day. Don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but I'm working through it, not hiding away, one step at a time. Now I'm on my way, 'cause I'm waking up. Hey, 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 wake up. Come out of the fog, taking the view, it's a pretty sight. Hey, 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 wake up, 'cause we're made to move. Let's watch the sun chase away the night, 'cause I'd rather be stumbling along my way than sleepwalking all day. Don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but I'm working through it, not hiding away. Oh, I don't have a map, I don't know where to start, but I've got a compass in my heart, one step at a time. Now I'm on my way, 'cause I'm waking up. Hey, 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 wake up. It's time to wake up. Cause I'd rather be stumbling along my way than sleepwalking all day. Don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but I'm working through it, not hiding away. Oh, I don't have a map, I don't know where to start, but I've got a compass in my heart, one step at a time. Now I'm on my way, 'cause I'm waking up. Wake up.
Wake up.
It's time to wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. 'Cause when like the walking dead. It's time to get in my heart instead and wake up. It's time to wake up. Hey, 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 wake up. Wake up.
Walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God.
We are marching in the light of God.
We are marching.
Marching, we are marching. Marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching. Marching, we are marching in the light of God.
All right, let's enfold these beautiful beings with our hearts and share our blessings together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. So let's take hands and share together our prayer protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God ever present. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Hey, 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 wake up. Come out of the fog. Take in the view. It's a pretty sight. Hey, 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 wake up. 'Cause we're made to move. Let's watch the sun chase away the night. 'Cause I'd rather be stumbling along my way than sleepwalking all day. Don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but I'm working through it, not hiding away. Oh, I don't have a map, I don't know where to start, but I've got a compass in my heart. One step at a time, now I'm on my way, 'cause I'm waking up. Hey, 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 wake up. It's time to wake up. Cause I'd rather be stumbling along my way than sleepwalking all day. Don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but I'm working through it, not hiding away. Oh, I don't have a map, I don't know where to start, but I've got a compass in my heart. waking up. Wake up.
Wake up.
It's time to wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up. 'Cause when I'm stuck in my little head, when I feel like the walking dead, it's time to get in my heart instead and wake up. It's time to wake up.